Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit, and we're continuing our series of daily and morning meditations where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. And today, for Saturday, I thought we'd take a look at the lesson that's assigned from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Remember, we're going through it morning and evening prayer. And we're up to chapter 7, beginning at verse number 10, and you're going to hear a very Christmassy, Adventy message in today's lesson. Moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of the Lord thy God, ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord. And he said, Hear ye now, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will ye weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and to choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. The Lord shall bring upon thee, and upon thy people, and upon thy father's house days that have not come from the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall hiss for the fly that is in the uttermost part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. And they shall come, and shall rest all of them on the desolate valleys and the holes of the rocks, and upon all thorns, and upon all bushes. In the same day shall the Lord shave with a razor that is hired, namely, by them beyond the river, the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet, and it shall also consume the beard. Okay, so again, we're talking about a prophecy that Isaiah is receiving that is both going to happen in his lifetime and in his place and quite quickly, and which is, of course, that the king of Assyria will be the one who will begin to move people out of Israel through the conquering of that area. The idea, this image of the beard, shaving of the beard by the king of Assyria, is symbolic of that. But of course, in the bigger picture, I hope you did hear the story of, behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, right? And Emmanuel means God with us. And in a couple of weeks at church, we're going to sing, O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. So again, this idea that this virgin will conceive goes beyond the immediacy of Isaiah's and becomes a prophecy for much further ahead, which is the people of the Jews used to incorporate the hope for the coming of a Messiah, a Savior, who will save them from their sins. Now, a lot of them had political aspirations that this king would be the Savior who would release them from whatever group was oppressing them at the time, and there were several people who will come and oppress the people of that region. And then, of course, in the time of the earthly physical life of Jesus on earth as a human being, that would be, of course, the Roman oppressors. So there was certainly a hope that the king would free them from that type of oppression. But of course, what Isaiah the prophet is prophesying, and God has given to him to say, is that there is going to be one who's born of a virgin, and he will literally be God with us, right? Emmanuel, God with us. And of course, that will be Jesus Christ, his only son. Okay, so today's Saturday. We have our Advent Women's Tea, sponsored by the Daughters of the King here at St. John's, and that's at 1 o'clock for those who have signed up. And then, of course, tomorrow we worship. 7:30 morning prayer, 8 o'clock Holy Communion, 10 o'clock Holy Communion, and then at 5:30 a special service, a truncated evening prayer, because we will also have the lighting of our garden tree, and we've invited the community around us to join us for that. We'll do some singing and drink some hot chocolate and all of those good things for those who can do that. So please do plan on joining us on Sunday for worship and for the festivities. And God willing, we'll see you in church.